What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Water Bros podcast. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Zach, and this is my little brother, Ben. Grab a drink, get to the bench, because it is a post-draft recap that we're going to be looking at today. Benny, how are we feeling today, dude? Post-draft week.
Post-draft week, we're feeling fantastic. There's not many better times of the year than this, right? Every team in the NFL is 0-0. Every team has Super Bowl aspirations, just had the greatest draft of all time. And you've got spring ball in college football. You've got NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. Life could not be better.
Yeah, I mean, it is a hotbed right now of just good and great moments. And then some fandoms that I'm sure are feeling a little less excited, a little less
Yeah, maybe.
pumped up, at least across the board. That's just gonna be how it goes, no matter what. But Benny,
Overreactions, right?
I can't wait to get into all of it today. We'll do I mean, not all of it. It's a lot of drafts. I mean, there's a lot of picks, but can't wait to run it down. Let's tell people, Benny, what are we gonna run down today in this episode?
Yeah. What we're diving into, obviously, just coming off the weekend, we're going to get well, first of all, before we get some instant analysis, some fill the jug. So we got to fill the
Always.
jug. What's going on in life? There's a lot of things that are happening, so we got to fill the people in on that. And then we're going to do some instant winners and losers, focusing on the top 10 and round one as a whole, because both of our teams picked in the 20s. So we got to talk about that, diving into the Eagles draft haul and the Patriots draft haul. See, how both teams fared from our perspectives. Before we finalize it with some pro-utes, where are Utah Utes in the NFL?
Utes, baby.
Got to know where they landed. There's some guys, obviously, that got drafted, some guys that are going to be signed as undrafted free agents, which is super exciting. And then the last thing, I'm going to be blind ranking some draft team hauls that you select.
That's right. I'm going to throw
without
you
knowing who comes next.
Five teams, and you get to put them who it was the best, and you don't know what comes next.
I'm very
We'll
excited
talk about it
that.
after. See how it
And
falls.
And regardless, I'm going to be able to argue my point. So I'm excited about
I know it 100%. And hopefully, the way that I thought about this is like, okay, I'm going to pick some things that I feel like I have some thoughts on already. And
good
then
idea.
we can chat about it.
So with you saying that, I already have an idea. I think there might be some teams, like maybe some NFC teams that are going to be in there. Like,
it's going to be a mixed bag.
Mixed bag, all right.
It is a big league, mixed bag. So
I love
we will get into all of it, dude.
Yeah, we're going to jump into everything. But first and foremost, tell us what is filling the jug in Zach's world.
Yeah, fill the jug. We're going to get a little personal, but one of the reasons why we didn't have an episode last week drop on Wednesday like we usually like to is I had surgery last Tuesday. Luckily, I mean, not a high-risk situation, not a life-threatening situation, but I had a surgery for something called varicocelectomy is what it's called, and it is hopefully going to help us in our baby journey. So that's very exciting, but I've been in pain, black and blue for the last week.
Oh, and brutal.
I mean, just making sure we're icing, keeping the boys on ice. It's very important. And
are we icing
rotating?
Right
now? We are not icing right now. We're off. Today is I'm almost at a week, right? So Tuesday was my surgery day. And so tomorrow will be a week post-op. Today I tried to do as little of the babying of it as I could while still trying to keep myself comfortable. So wasn't on the ice as much today. Didn't take as much of the ibuprofen Tylenol rotation. That said, I am on it right now, which is nice because I was past my point. But we're getting better, and that's what's important. We're getting better.
No, and I mean, a surgery is a surgery. So, it's a big deal, and it's going to take some time to recover. I mean, you were doubling over this weekend.
Yeah, today I've been there as well. If I were to move, I'm like fully reclined. You can't see, but like my legs, I mean, I got my legs elevated We got support where we need support, and that's keeping me cozy. So I'm as comfortable as I can be right now. And this is actually kind of where I've been for the last week. This has kind of been my
That's the
setup for
spot.
the last week. I've worked from here. I've hung out right here in this corner of the couch.
I feel like what I would be afraid of though, with our children, knowing them especially, is them just jumping up like
Oh, it
right on you.
is. It has been a constant. Drew has been really good about it. That has been something that he's clued in. He tells me every day. He's like, "Dad, I'm sorry you had surgery." And he
Right.
says,
So
"I'm sorry
he
about
knows.
your," yeah, he's like, "I'm sorry about your cuts." Because I have two little incisions in my abdomen where they go in with the microscope stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's been a lot more mindful. Gwenny has been the toughest because she just wants to snuggle. She wants to be held. She wants like all that. She wants to be the same. So that doesn't quite register for her.
Yeah.
And we've had to fight her off a little bit every once in a while. But all in all, I think they've been
They've
pretty
been.
good. But
Yeah.
it
I
hasn't.
mean,
And the Mammoth just scored a goal.
hey,
But
there we go. That's good.
yeah, it is good.
We'll
But yeah,
take that, Mammoth.
you are right that it has been a challenge. Saturday, like you said, we saw each other. We were celebrating Mom's birthday. I tried to get out and about. We did it a little bit. Sunday was definitely a very down and relaxed day yesterday, but
Well, when I
we're
told
getting better.
Heather, she was like surprised that you were out. And
Yeah, probably shouldn't have been out as long as I was,
yeah.
but
And
we're
that's
good.
literally just a standing around, walking around type place. So
Yeah, there's not. I mean, I was trying to find wood benches, but even like sitting upright hurts. Like I'm at a slight incline right now, just because it takes some pressure off my lower abdomen because it just hurts a little bit when I'm straight up and down. So,
yeah.
but yeah, it's one of those things that just happens in puberty. It's like a varicose vein that limits blood flow and caused me some pain. So I'm hoping on the post side of this, it also eliminates pain in addition to helping us have hopefully a third kid. And
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy.
hopefully it's like it's a win-win scenario, right? I mean,
Yeah,
less pain and have a
that's the
baby.
ideal. That will be the ideal.
And we did get to go and swing golf clubs. I don't know how great we did it, but we did that right before your surgery.
Yeah, we did. And all I learned from that is definitely a fill the jug moment. But I learned that I just am terrible. I am so bad. I do think I'm gonna do lessons, Ben.
Yeah, I recommend it. I mean, I need to do it again.
Yeah. But
I'm
that was filling the jug, hanging out with you. What else is filling the jug for you, dude?
Well, I would say that fills the jug. Heather was gone all weekend.
Yeah, she was
So
out
I
in
was,
Cali getting that sunshine.
yeah, she was in California. She got really sunburnt. So she was living it up, having a great time. I think, I really appreciate it. You come to appreciate your significant other way more when they're
Yeah.
not there, especially just like I love Rudy to death, but it's not easy to just watch the kid all day long.
No, to keep them entertained, to keep them going. I mean, it's a tough job.
Yeah, and obviously like I love doing it. We had a great time, even though he said he hated me tonight,
Oh,
which
that's always rough.
which I was like, I literally got home and first thing I do is I start playing basketball with him. We're having a great time, and then right before he goes to bed, he's telling Heather how much he hates Data, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's always rough. Gwenny, we've been dealing with that with Gwenny a little bit lately. She started to say hurtful things like that. And today Jay got the brunt of it, but a lot of times it's me because I'll tell her no about something and then she's like, "You mean, Dada?"
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and that she just will go to mom and say that that's all she wants.
But I
Yeah,
mean, but
kids, they can be the sweetest, but they can cut you right to the core.
definitely. But what's funny is he always like whether it's the next day or a few hours later, he tells me, "I'm sorry, Dada. I'm sorry I scratched your hands." And he's like, "I'm sorry,
Um,
Dad." And then he said to me, he's like, "I'm sorry I did this random thing yesterday that he did." And I was like, "It's all good, bro.
Man, it's okay, buddy.
Like
I
I
love it.
I forgot it. So, but it was fun hanging out with him. We had a great time. I told Heather last night, and she appreciated this, but I was like, I feel like I'm finishing a full-time job and then going to my full-time job today
Yeah.
is the way it felt. So going to work today was a little bit, a little bit rough that it's like, oh, I just worked the whole weekend and here we go.
Here we go again.
But it was
No,
great. It's all worth it.
and I mean, just shout out to the wives, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it really is a team effort, and
Definitely.
they do a whole heck of a lot. They're out at their dance class tonight, getting their dance on. But yeah, they do a lot, and
Yeah.
gotta be grateful for it, especially coming up on Mother's Day here. So,
Yes. Coming up on Mother's Day, that's also filling the jug is this weekend. I get to finally celebrate one of the Christmas gifts I got for Heather, which was Dancing with the Stars.
oh heck yeah.
So we're going to Dancing with the Stars live, which I'm very excited about. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Dun, dun,
Um,
dun, 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 dun.
the Mirror Ball.
Heck
So
yeah, dude.
yeah, it's going to be a good time. That there's a lot filling the jug. Obviously sports are fantastic, and we're loving life there,
Well,
which
Benny, let's get right into it, dude.
leads us right into our draft recap episode. So first and foremost, since you kicked off Fill the Jug, I'll start off our instant winners and losers in the NFL draft. I'm going to start in the focus of top 10. Okay. Now, my instant winners in the top 10, the New York Giants.
Amen.
Easy, because you've just got two day one starter Pro Bowl potential type players.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it.
They had a heck of a first round.
Yeah, that was a very successful first round. I don't think they could have scripted it any better. Getting Arvell Reese at number 5 is absolutely fantastic. And then getting Francis Mauigoa from Miami at number 10. I mean, I'm obviously biased on who I think the best offensive linemen are in the draft, but you put Mauigoa right up there towards the top.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic pick. And then
And then
before
to fortify the trenches,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't be mad at your franchise when they're just trying to fortify the trenches and get threats both on defensive side, but a guy that can help protect
And I
dart. You know what
mean,
I mean?
yeah, and I mean that's going to be Harbaugh football, right? He's going to be there to really fortify the offensive and defensive lines, get the pass rush, and they have a ton of pass rushers, but they got rid of Lawrence, which getting the number 10 pick, that still to me is a winner because you're going to be able to, you replace him with, you don't really replace him with Arvell Reese. They're two different positions, but
Yeah.
I think that they're going to be able to figure it out enough. I value a lot those edge rushers and the guys that can be versatile, like a Reese.
Right.
Dexter Lawrences don't grow on trees, but I believe in Harbaugh. I believe in the New York Vision. I feel like they were pretty instant winners in the top 10, nailing two top picks.
Yeah, 100%. And I'll piggyback there with you, Ben, saying I think the biggest loser in the top 10 might be Jeremiah Love.
Hmm.
I don't
So you're not saying a
love
team was the loser, the player was the loser.
No, I think obviously Jeremiah Love's a dog. I'm not gonna say that the Cardinals are dumb for picking him, but I think him going to Arizona isn't gonna give him his best life. Like I don't think it gives him his best chance for success out the
No.
gate.
He is going to be a rich man, though.
He will be paid handsomely.
He is the richest running back in the NFL, contract-wise, right now. So
Yeah,
good for him on that
What
front.
was it, like 50 something?
Yeah, $50.5 million at the number 3 slot.
Yeah. I mean,
But I agree with you.
stupid amounts of money, but I think from a success on the field standpoint, I think he in the top 10, he landed poorly. Like I don't think Arizona gives him a path to great success right out the gate.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think so the route I'm going to go is I'm actually going to still go in that same pick, but I think that the Cardinals are losers for a different reason.
Okay, tell me.
Because I think they're losers for having that pick in this draft and not being able to trade it. Because
Oh, interesting.
because
Just because
Jeremiah
of the
Love,
quality of the draft.
yes, because you are a quarterback needy team, and there really isn't a
Yeah.
number 3 overall worthy quarterback unless you like. I mean, if you're able to drop back down and figure out a way to
To take Ty
postpone, yeah, like
later or whatever,
right,
you
like
mean? Yeah.
I mean, it makes it kind of tough that Ty ended up going in the teens, so it's a moot point. But the fact that that you stick and pick, Jeremiah Love is arguably the best player in the draft, so love that because he's a
Yeah,
great
he's
player.
he's
But
so good.
you have Tyler Algier, you have James Conner, you have I think there's one other running back from last season that's on the roster. And then you add in a Love who is a dynamic player. They're saying he's like a Bijan Robinson type, like he can be that dynamic. I just think if this was any other draft, the Cardinals would probably be very happy they were number 3 pick. This
And
isn't
this
the
one,
one.
I think they took the best option on the board.
So
That's
honestly,
really
I
good
mean,
to see.
outside of them, like, and maybe I guess you could argue, like, I don't really get the Titans taking Carnell Tate at 4. I think it might be a
I
tad early.
It was
I was a little
that was
shocked by that.
surprising. Yeah, the Carnell Tate at 4, I think, surprised most people. Not because just how early he did go. I don't think that was on the radar for anybody.
So I think that that's probably my biggest like surprise from the top 10. I also did not see the Chiefs trading up to 6. That was pretty impressive.
That that one surprised me very much so.
It surprised me, but at the same time, I was like, the Cleveland Browns once again have crushed it because they traded back last year, got Mason Graham. They traded back this year, still get Spencer Fano,
Still
our
get
Utah
Fano.
man.
Love
They are
him.
number 2 on my winners because you trade back, you gain assets, and you get the guy you would have gotten at 6. Like,
Yeah, no,
it's
they
beautiful. That's beautiful drafting.
they really leveraged that well. And for KC to sneak in and get a cornerback like Delane, I mean,
Great player.
great player. And in this league, I do feel like if you can I mean, defense just like we always say, defense travels. Defense, I think, is really where the rubber meets the road. You're not going to get very far. So if you have a strong defense and a player like that can contribute immediately, I think that's huge.
But I also think if we're taking this into more of the entire first round, looking at the scope here, the amount of offensive tackle, offensive guard, edge, edge. What is the
Yes.
story? Can you get to the quarterback? Can you protect the quarterback?
Yep. A
That is,
lot of meat being pulled into the draft.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's a lot of big guys going
A,
early.
a lot of big guys
Let's
making
see.
it
Let's
happen.
let's count them. So defensively, you got one, two.
Are you counting D
I'm just
linemen?
counting. Yeah, D lineman right now. 3, 4, 5,
6,
7,
7-ish. Yeah.
7. Because you have mostly edge rushers, and then you have the D tackle. I think I would still throw even as an 8. I would throw Sonny in there. I know he's a linebacker, but I think he's going to be utilized as a pressure guy for sure. So, like to
He's
your
going to be a do
point,
it all.
yeah, he'll be the
Yeah.
Swiss Army.
Yeah. Sonny will do it all. He's a great pick.
Yeah, I think Washington won big time with that. The dude's a monster.
Getting him at 7
Um,
is crazy.
yeah, but yeah, eight defensive kind of line guys potentially there, and then for offensive line, you have Spencer, you have Francis, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Counting 9.
Yeah, you're faster than me. Yeah,
Yeah.
so a lot of linemen. So that means over two-thirds of the picks were linemen
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Very
that first round.
heavy trenches type first round. I get I don't think it was a super like a lot of people have said they're not, there wasn't a ton of like blue chip type players. Makes sense. So if you can swing and try and get a solid offensive lineman, try and get a solid defense lineman that's rushing the quarterback, that's a solid place. But overall for
Yeah.
you, who maybe on the whole first round is like a biggest winner for you?
Overall, biggest winner. I don't know biggest winner necessarily, but I do want to just say I think a position group that is winning right now that felt like it was deteriorating is the running back position. You had two running backs from Notre Dame go in the first round. That's the first time it's happened since I think like this, what was it, the 60s or something? Like it's been a long time since that happened, but they're getting a lot of money, two in the first round. And to me, that shows a kind of return to form for running backs being these key players, where for a while it's like just get your volume, a handful of good guys. But you got your Saquons, you got um, Bijan, you got
McCaffrey,
Gibbs,
Gibbs,
McCaffrey.
yeah.
These guys have now reset the market to where if you can get a dog at running back, it can really make a difference, which is, I'm sure, what Arizona was thinking. But I think running back market is back.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely making itself back because I think they're more and more. I mean, just look at the offensive linemen. It's not only protecting a quarterback, but dynamic run games. Like the running game has been very effective and efficient in the NFL, and so I completely agree with you. I think that's an interesting perspective on, hey, winners of the draft, like two teammates going in the first round. Great pick for Seattle. You lose the Super Bowl
Yeah.
MVP and you pick a running back at
And
the
you
end of the
pick
first round.
Jadarian Price from Notre Dame.
And he's fresh. He's going to be just fine. I honestly thought you were going to say the team that you sent me a text about. An
Who?
incredible first round by the Jets. You
Yes,
get
no, Jets were insane. That
I
would
mean,
be another big potential for top winners in the first round. Three
cuz like
picks,
yeah, I mean,
three great picks.
I'm a Patriots guy, but you get an instant impact edge rusher. You get Kenyon Sadiq, who I think might be the freak of the draft. Like he might be the steal of the draft. He's going to be like a
I'm
Bowers. How does
I'm
he get to the teens?
honestly surprised he went at 16. I thought Kenyon Sadiq would go off the board a lot earlier
I thought
just
he was going to go earlier
because
too.
how much impact a 6'3", 240-pound tight end can make in the NFL.
That runs that fast at a 4.40 that can block, can jump out of the gym. Man, what a
100%.
so his pro comp is Vernon Davis. I think that's pretty good. Absolute killer. The Jets did a fantastic job in round one.
Yeah, he's an absolute dog. No, I like that, Benny. I like the Jets. It was a good first round. I think uh Cowboys getting Caleb Downs just making so many I think a lot of people mad there with that trade with the Dolphins.
Yeah. I mean, that was
I
it was a
love it.
great pickup
And
by them
we're going to get into it, but obviously the Eagles come in and snipe their pick
from the
from
Steelers.
Pittsburgh. Just classic backdoor Howie coming in there and getting it done. We'll talk about how I feel about it, but I mean there were some good moments in the draft of like, okay.
Good moments for sure. I would say, if you had to pick, outside of obviously let's take out the Utah guys and let's take out our teams. Who was your favorite pick in the first round? Like best team fit, best value, the number one just blew it out of the water pick.
Taking away your our teams in Utah.
Yep. So taking out Spencer Fano to the Browns, taking out the Mekhi Lemon to the Eagles and Caleb Lomu to the Patriots, because I'm going to talk about that later.
Yeah, so this might be a controversial. Actually, I'll say a couple things. I think maybe potentially one of the best picks, just from what I've seen of the guy, is Buccaneers pick of Reuben Bain
Hmm.
Jr.
Very good. Good. Very good
He
call.
he looks so scary. I think he's gonna be an absolute dog. I think the Buccaneers got a guy that will immediately make a difference for their team. So I think the Bucks won big time at 15. Um,
I love that out of you. That is a
yeah,
great call.
I think that's a huge win. I do want to pick your brain, Ben, on one thing though. I want to talk about the QBs in this first round. We haven't touched on it at all. The
Hmm.
obvious first one, Mendoza to Raiders. I want to get your feel on how you think that plays out for him in Las Vegas. And I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on Ty Simpson to the Rams. What do you think? Mendoza with the Raiders, how does that play
Yeah.
out?
Well, I'm very happy with, and I don't say this very often about the Raiders, but I'm happy with the way they've actually positioned Fernando Mendoza. They had a great free agency, in my
Great
opinion.
free agency. Agreed.
I feel like they did a really good job at doing their best to surround him with more talent on both sides of the
Yeah.
football. They get him the best offensive lineman in free agency up front.
I was going to say they
You
short up
get
the
Linderbaum.
trenches, which is huge.
You have to do that. You already have, I think that Ashton Genty is great. He was playing behind an
Yeah.
awful offensive line last year. So
But
he should be
Gentry's a
better.
guy. Like, again, the running back class, I think, is up and rising. I think Genty this next year hopefully can be more in that conversation.
I think so. And especially if he can get more dynamic in the pass game too with Mendoza, it's going to be a
Yeah.
great fit. I would say,
Little check passes.
yeah, and Bowers getting healthy is huge.
Yeah. I mean,
But
Bowers
then
is one of my favorite tight ends in the
mhm,
league. He's an absolute dog.
he's amazing. I would say having Kirk Cousins in the quarterback room is huge for Mendoza. I hope he does well because I like him a lot. I think he is a great personality, great family.
The whole vibe that Fernando Mendoza brings is great. You can't help but love the guy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't help for wanting to root for him. He comes from Indiana. Just great story. I'm happy that he's there. I hope he does well against every team but the Patriots. So I hope he has a good start to his career, and I'm excited to see how he turns out. I don't think he's going to be a bust. I think he'll do all right.
No, I think he'll produce, and I think Kirk is a great mentor to have in there to help him get there. I think it's interesting. They did the comparison. There's only like four other dudes that went Heisman Trophy, national champ, first round pick, and it's Joe Burrow, Jameis Winston, and Cam Newton are the other three he's now in company with. I think it's
Good
interesting
group.
because good group, very athletic group, not a ton of success from that group. I mean, you have
True.
Joe, that's
Both
probably been the
Joe and
most
Cam,
successful, and Cam, I guess, went to a Super Bowl, right? Cam never
yeah,
won.
both have gone to a Super Bowl. Neither have won. And then Cam's got an MVP.
Okay, so Cam did get this MVP. So I guess mixed bag of success. I shouldn't say not successful, but I'm curious
Yeah,
to
decent.
see how it unfolds for Fernando. He's in very select company there.
Yeah,
But he's a big dude. I didn't realize 6'5", 236
yeah.
from his.
That's good frame.
He's a big dude. So I like Fernando in Vegas. I do think we're gonna try to go and see, and hopefully we can see Fernando in action in Vegas. I think
Ooh,
that'd be fun, Benny. We should all go.
that would be a blast. I'm all in on a football game, anytime.
So transitioning from the obvious pick to I think a pick that surprised a lot of people, Ty Simpson to the Rams in the
Yeah,
Stafford era.
yeah. I think one thing that we should point out is the lack of success of Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah,
Okay, let's
they do not do well.
let's just call it what it is. I don't know a lot of Alabama quarterbacks that do a very good job in the NFL. So I'm just going to say that. He played 15 games in college. This is a team that is on the precipice of going to win a Super Bowl next year. MVP at quarterback. Yes, I understand planning for the future. It's a business.
Yep, you got to plan succession. But was Ty Simpson the call?
That's what I'm saying is I don't think that you're going to like, I don't know if he's worth that 13th pick of like, oh, we're going to bet on him in 2 years. Like, is he that talented?
Guy? Yeah, is he the future? I mean, Dan Orlovsky, obviously very high on Ty Simpson.
And like, yeah, he can play. I don't personally like it. I'm in the camp of like, I would rather pick a player that can help me today.
Yeah.
Why didn't they pick Sadiq? Why didn't they pick someone like
people that went
Mekhi
after?
Lemon?
Yeah, you got Kenyon Sadiq that could obviously help. Mekhi Lemon, big wide receiver. You have Casey Concepcion. You have, I mean, a lot of offensive guys.
Yeah,
that
what about
went.
Ione, the guard that the Ravens picked right after. Like, there's a lot of options, and I heard today Schefter was saying that their preference was to trade back and try and pick him later, but gain assets. But nobody was calling for the pick. Like nobody wanted to trade it. So it's like it was an interesting draft from that perspective. I'm in the camp where I don't love it personally.
Yeah, and I actually feel real bad for Ty because I think the whole vibe around the pick immediately has been, what are you doing drafting him when you're in the Stafford era? I think that's a tough, and obviously you had the response from coach
Sean McVay,
Sean McVay, that seemed like he was a little perturbed, like, hey, he's gonna compete with Stetson Bennett. Like we'll see if he's the backup. We'll see. So I feel like he's already going into kind of a similar situation that I feel like you found Shedeur Sanders last year, where, except different, right? Because you have Stafford, you have a QB, but I just think a bad situation where you're already kind of annoyed. Like, people are annoyed that he's there. You could have gone for a pick to help you win immediately. Instead, you're future planning. And I mean, we'll see. Maybe they, like the folks over the Packers who picked Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, and now Jordan Love.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they were in their magic 8 ball and Ty Simpson was the name that popped up.
And the nice part about picking them in the first round, wherever you pick the quarterback, you get the 5th-year option. So you get an extra year of the quarterback. So he's gonna redshirt a couple of years. Like he won't see the field, and that's fine. I think the one argument I would say,
opportunity to develop. I mean, you couldn't learn under a better QB than Stafford, and
not at all.
Coach McVay obviously is going to be a solid development guy. Like, I think it's a good situation from that standpoint. But it's is he wanted? Is he going to feel that support? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm sure he's thinking of all these things now of like, no, I understand what I'm coming into. And I think from the opposite argument, what I love about the pick itself is the Rams aren't going to be picking at 13 very often in the next couple of years. No. They're probably going to be picking late 20s every year because they're that good. They traded away
a really strong position.
Yeah, they traded away the 29th pick, which is where they probably would have used the pick to draft Ty Simpson to go get Trent McDuffie, a cornerback from the Chiefs, and then they signed Jalen Watson. So they added a lot of great players, and they're like, well, if we're planning for the future, we're never going to be picking at 13 in the next few years again, ideally.
Yeah.
Then, why not take the swing now and develop the guys?
And like you said, if you don't get, if you don't get any calls to trade or be able to gain, some better opportunities that way, you do the best you can with the pick you have. But in a kind of a QB probably poor draft, that's an interesting one. It'll be interesting to see how Ty Simpson unfolds.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
But dude, unless you got something else, I say, why don't we talk a little bit about our teams?
Yeah, let's do
our picks.
You go ahead and dive into the Eagles. How did they fare in your eyes?
Okay. Eagles, I'm in kind of a weird place with how I'm feeling about the Eagles in their offseason. I texted you almost immediately about a lot of these picks, saying like, what are we doing? But in Howie, I gotta trust they know ball better than me 100%. Um, I thought Mekhi Lemon at wide receiver, though. Initially, I was kind of low on the pick. I wanted us to bolster kind of the trenches. I wanted us to go more that route, or even go like a tough cornerback or safety, just because we lost Blankenship, and I wanted to see us kind of refortify that defensive unit. That did not happen in the first round, but the more I hear Mekhi Lemon talk, the more I realize they drafted the wide receiver version of Jalen Hurts. Like, he's the way he talks in interviews, it's just I mean, he's the guy that went viral for his combine clips, just being really kind of an odd dude, oddball,
Hmm.
and how he was talking to people. Um, I love that he said, "Hey, you just got a dog." Like, I love
Hmm.
that moxie from him, that attitude. And so with us losing AJ Brown, maybe Mekhi Lemon's gonna be a great gel fit with Jalen, and that will finally put an end to all the conversation that's Jalen this, Jalen that. They can't get along with him and AJ Brown, and so
Yeah.
maybe that is worth it in of itself.
And I mean, it's hard for the Eagles to ever escape those types of conversations. I feel like they're
Yeah,
always
like
in it
it's
if they
just
don't win, no matter what.
it's always there. I think Eli Stowers in the second round. I'm glad we got a tight end. I think we needed that. I don't know a ton about Eli Stowers in his college career. I'm excited to get to see that better, but I think we did need to bolster tight end strength. So I'm not mad at that. Kel Bell, offensive tackle for Miami, I'm very excited about. The dude is a massive human being, six
Big boy.
nine, 350 pounds or something like that. Um, Absolutely huge. I'm really excited about Markel Bell. From that standpoint, I think he's possibly going to be a great asset for the Eagles, and to get him in the third round, again, just with that much size, and I mean the tape that I have seen of him, he still moves, like he's still got that athleticism. One of my more baffling picks, Cole Payton, QB from North Dakota State, and at fifth, I don't understand at all, like at all. I
Yeah.
can't wrap my brain around that one even a little bit. Like, why did we take Cole Payton as QB? We have Tanner McKee. From everything I understand, you don't want to trade or give up Tanner McKee. He's in the last year of his contract, but we're gonna. My understanding from everything I hear inside Philadelphia is they're gonna keep Tanner McKee. Why would you give him up when he's shown that he can go and win games? He's a
Oh, yeah.
good backup dude. Um,
It's the kind of guy you want to keep as your backup.
why do you take Cole Payton? I don't know. I don't know why you take Cole Payton,
I
but
mean,
eh,
when I get into mine, I guess I could talk through some of that too, to be honest.
yeah. Well, let me do a couple more of these here then, and you can dive into yours, Benny. Micah Morris guard. I think we feel fine. Cole Wisniewski, safety, Texas Tech. Texas Tech had a strong defense this last year. If Cole can turn into a dude at a seventh pick, that could be a huge steal for the Eagles. Hopefully he can contribute to the exciting whites in the Philadelphia defense, and go and do something. Like I said, I wanted us to bolster that defensive unit, especially the defensive backs. So hopefully
Hmm.
Cole can do something. One of the craziest picks, and I think maybe one of the craziest pick of the entire draft, is UR Bernard.
Ha. Yeah. Insane.
Never has played a game of football in his entire life, and he just got drafted.
How would you feel if you're all the players that are his position that have never played, like that have been playing their whole lives,
They
and then
played their
this
whole
guy gets
lives.
drafted?
They've given everything they have to the game of football, and UR Bernard being just this insane specimen of a human being, comes in, crushes the combine, and via their international program gets drafted to the Eagles. I cannot wait to see UR Bernard on the field, and I think he plays.
Well,
I think we'll see him play.
that's a pretty tough defensive tackle room there at
It
the
is a tough
Eagles.
defensive tackle room, but even if it's just in preseason, I cannot wait.
I am pumped to see that.
Yeah, I
To
cannot
see,
wait to see that.
but it's stuff like this that make the like preseason fun. I mean, see all these guys.
And Keyshawn James Newby at 7th, it is. I mean, it's fine. That's how I feel. You are Bernard, highlight. Markel Bell, highlight. Kai Lemon might be a Jalen Hurts whisperer. We'll see. That's those are the 3 takeaways right there.
So, do you feel like the Eagles missed out on anything specific that they probably should have targeted? You said defensive back
Um,
help.
yeah, I wish we would have gotten a complimentary cornerback to support Guantanamo Bay. If
Mm-hmm.
we had kind of dynamic both sides, I think that would have helped out a lot. Again, as taking a safety earlier, I wish we would have taken a safety earlier. As far as Makai Lemon, I know he's going to be a talented dude. We have 11 wide receivers on our roster right now.
Yeah.
And you have Devontae Smith that, I mean, the hope is that he would be kind of your go-to guy. I know Makai Lemon's an outside kind of guy, and Jalen doesn't like to throw across the middle. But yeah, I just wish in those early rounds we were focusing a little more defensively. That would have been
Yeah.
more of my preference to go strong safety or cornerback, or it's just safety, not necessarily strong safety, but safety and cornerback.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I feel like overall though, I mean, I like the Makai Lemon pick. I think he's a good wide receiver. And I'm obviously a little bit biased because I think the Patriots are going to trade for AJ Brown, so I'm
Yeah,
happy about that.
and I think that'll work out for the best. And I can understand the need of like, hey, let's go get a franchise wide receiver when we know we're gonna be giving away AJ Brown, who's
Mm-hmm.
been historically the main target. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We shall see.
it's the fun part about the draft.
Yeah, dude. But tell me, how do you feel about your Patriots?
You know, I feel really good. First and foremost, I am pumped that we drafted Caleb Lomu from the
Love
University of
that.
Utah. I mean, I feel like every year there's a Utah player that we have a good chance to get at a position that we need, and they end up at the Bills. They end up at some other team, and I'm like, great. Now I'm gonna have to cheer against them. And
Yeah.
so having Lomu, I was very, very excited about. I mean, I've seen some rumors that he might play right tackle, and they are still going
Yes,
to
that
keep
they're
Will
gonna
Campbell at left
move.
tackle.
Yeah, that they'll move him over. Yeah, I wonder how you
I
felt about that.
I don't know. I feel like when you started to see Will Campbell, and it was his rookie year, you're playing against like the best of the best pass rushers, and we went through a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did his absolute best, and I'm sure he's not happy about the way it went, but like you can't fault the mentality of that guy. And I think the same thing of Lomu. Lomu was
Yeah,
coached really
agreed.
well. He, at the U, obviously. 2 offensive linemen in the first round. That's no easy
Love
feat.
it. Yeah.
Super talented. Um, I love the pick for the Patriots. We need to have as many good linemen as we can, which is going to lead me into some of the other picks. So obviously love Caleb Lomu. Trading up to get him too, absolutely fantastic. Couldn't
And
be happier with that.
I think he will be immediately a lift. I think Caleb will help that line. And he has the right attitude, right? He said that, I know that I might be playing elsewhere, and he's like, I just want to play. I just want to play wherever they need me.
Yeah, that's
So,
why he's a good pick. Good attitude, good player. He'll do what's necessary, not someone you're gonna have to worry about. It's a great
yeah.
pick.
No,
And
I
you're
love Caleb
investing
going
in
there.
Drake May every time you do that. I like Yakis, Gabe Yakis, the defensive lineman, the edge rusher from Illinois in the second round. Great pick. What I don't love, though, is that we traded 2 day 3 picks to go up and get him. I think we were trading a little bit, like, on that pick, I think we trade a little bit too much to go up and get him, but you do what you have to do to go get a position of need. And a player that if you believe in him, you go get him. So that's a good pick. We also got a tight end. We got Eli Raridan from Notre Dame. We'll see how he pans out. We need a tight end too, to be behind Hunter Henry. He's 6'6", 245 pounds, solid run blocker. And so I think he'll play fine on the team. We got Karen Prunty in the 5th round, a cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
Demetrius Crownover, a very big offensive lineman in the 6th round, 6'7", 320.
Man, some big dudes.
So we also added another, big offensive tackle, and this might be crazy, but on ESPN, his position rank is 10 as an offensive tackle.
Really?
Okay. So his overall rank is 86th, and we got him in the 6th round. So I don't know what the concern was about him,
Interesting.
but he's going to be a swing tackle for the Patriots because we played a 6 offensive lineman a ton. You get him in the game, huge. I
Yeah,
love
just
that pick.
be like on your heavy set or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
That could be a
added,
huge steal for you guys then.
oh, I think so. Like, if he plays and, has a significant role in some of those packages, great pick. Good depth. Once again, adding depth to the team in an area that is very important when you have a franchise quarterback. But we got Nnamdi Obiazor from TCU, linebacker, in the 6th round as well. Love seeing, some Big 12 action. And he's a great player, so someone to go and he can run really well, so I'm excited to see what he does. This was the interesting one.
Yeah.
And I get it because we need to draft a backup because we're most likely going to, who was it? It's, shoot, I don't know who our backup quarterback is, but he's probably not going to be there the next year, is my understanding. So you draft Baron
Gotcha.
Morton to be potentially from Texas Tech to be potentially the next backup quarterback, which is great. I'm fine with that. Whatever.
And I mean, it's 7th round. You're in the end anyway. You're not
And you
spending too much draft capital at that point.
and you just make sure you get him in your building, right? So
Yeah.
there are certain things that, like, okay, you choose not to pick a player in the 7th round because you're like, well, we can get him as an undrafted free agent, or we draft him in the 7th to make sure they're coming to our building.
Yeah.
Whatever it may look like. Which I loved getting Jam Miller at running back in the 7th round from Alabama. If he can play just somewhat decent, I mean, that's a great pickup. Like,
even just like a relief runner, you know what I mean?
yeah, just a relief player in there, meaningful snaps. Love it. I'll take that all day. And then same with us at the very end. You guys picked an edge rusher. We picked an edge rusher, Quintavious Hutchins from Boston College. I guess with one of the last picks of the draft, he has a 26 overall position rank as an edge rusher. Not terrible, according to ESPN. So honestly, I was very happy with the draft. I feel like the Patriots did a great job. No Mike Vrabel on day 3. Don't love that. We got to get back to focusing on football.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes, we do.
recuperate from here. And I would have liked to have seen a little bit more on the safety front. I think that was something that we needed as well, and didn't attack. Yes, we signed one of the Tennessee players, as a safety that played under Mike Vrabel for a long time, but we lost Jalen Hawkins, and he was replaced by Kevin Byard. But he's a 1-year deal, so I think drafting a safety would have been a good move, but that's all good.
And I think, Benny, overall, after listening to you break down your picks for the Patriots, I think the reason why I think I feel a little low on the Eagles is I don't think there's anyone in the group that I see that is obvious, oh, we immediately got better. And I think that's where I feel a little lower on the Eagles. Not that Mekhi Lemon's not a talent that can make us better, but his success is highly dependent upon his connection with the QB and the
Yeah.
production that how many targets he gets. And we've had issues with that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't think I saw a ton from our draft that was like, okay, we just got a guy that's going to immediately lift us. But we'll see. There's potential, but I think that's where I'm sitting right now.
I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I'm looking across a lot of different teams and I'm not seeing a bunch of those kind of guys, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, and that's
from
fair. We
from the
thought you've
beginning
said
where you're
that.
like, hey, they're gonna be that
Yeah.
way. I think we're gonna have to wait and see. Some of these guys are gonna have to come in and surprise us, to be honest.
Yeah. No, and I think that's 100% valid. Well, Benny, we are 50 minutes deep into this draft recap. I want to shout out our pro-utes, and then I want to see, now that we've talked and run the gears a little bit on this draft, I want to throw you some of this blind ranking and see how you end up.
Oh, I am excited about this. I think this should be a weekly thing for us.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do blind ranking as a new segment for sure because I love the idea. So pro Utes, Ben, we'll just rapid fire. Spencer Fano to Cleveland. Love it for Spencer. I do think he'll help in Cleveland immediately.
Yes, he will. I hope the best for him. I mean, such an incredible kid. Uh Great player, award winner, top 10 pick worthy, just fantastic all around. I just hope that he doesn't wallow away in Cleveland. I wish him the best.
Yeah, I hope that he can help elevate and help them finally have some success and hopefully help Shador Sanders, get a little more time. Caleb Lohman to the Patriots. We already talked. We absolutely love it. That's gonna be awesome for Caleb, but with the Patriots, I don't think that's a bad situation for him at all.
He's playing with the top 5 quarterback in the NFL, baby.
Heck yeah, dude. Could not be better. Dallin Bentley to the Broncos. The Broncos continue to stack up on
Utes.
Utes, which we love, and Dallin Bentley's a guy.
Yeah, 7th round pick, local kid, Taylorsville, Utah kid. We
Heck
know,
yeah.
like, absolutely love that. Happy for him. Shout out to the Broncos just getting the Utes in the building. That's cool.
Yeah, I love it. Jaron Kump signed to the Bears. He's lying, isn't he?
Yeah, center. That's a big deal because their center retired. And so I really like that. I hope he can compete. Hey,
Yeah, it'd be
try and get a
awesome.
role. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, obviously undrafted. The first three were drafted. These guys that we're into now have been signed as undrafted free agents. Logan Fano going with his brother to the Browns,
Yes.
which is awesome.
So cool.
Such a cool setup. Our fearless defensive leader Lander Barton signed to the Chargers.
Yeah. I was surprised he didn't get drafted, to be honest.
I was surprised too, just because I do think he had a lot of great production. He was both a QB threat and I feel like he was a threat to the pass game a lot of times, even in his coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But surprised he wasn't like a late rounds pick at the very least.
He's going to be an NFL player.
Yeah, I think Lander Barton's a dog.
Yeah, he'll make a team. I feel very confident in what those Bartons are able to provide. His brothers have been able to do it. He'll do it.
Yeah, so wishing all the best to Lander there. And then Tanoa Togiai, another trenches guy from the Utes, signed to Washington. 4 guys from the Utah trenches going to the NFL, which is super cool. What a shout out to the absolute program that the Utes have been able to put together for offensive lineman development, and which I guess is now in Michigan.
Yeah. Shout out to the now Michigan offensive line coach, Jim Harding.
Yeah. What a feat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. 2 first rounders. That's history for Utah. on the offensive line. Very happy for Jim Harding, happy for Whittingham, happy for Scout. Like, it's great for Utah to see all these guys, and I want them to go and be successful.
Yeah,
We love all of our
100%.
Utes in the pros, and for all the BOU Cougars out there, hopefully they go out and perform well. A couple of them, got picked in the draft, so excited to see what happens for
Yeah, and
all of the Utah guys.
I feel like they had quite a few free agent signs as well. You got Chase Roberts and,
Yep, down in Vegas,
quite a few guys get signed that way. So it's
Tanner Wall
always,
down there too. Yeah,
yep. But no, it's exciting. Can't wait to see some more pro Utes playing in the NFL. It's
I'm
always good.
pumped.
Always good when we see guys go. But all right, Benny, here we go. Blind
Okay,
ranking the 2026 draft hauls. Which team did it best?
5, right?
5 teams that I'm going to give
Okay.
you. First one I'm going to give you, we've talked about a little bit already, and it's going to be the Cleveland Browns.
Wow, coming out the gate hot. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you this. This might be a hot take. I think they may have had the best first 4 picks of the draft.
Ooh.
Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. You trade back and you get the player that you were probably going to draft at 6. And you get, in my opinion, the best offensive lineman.
Yes.
And he was the first offensive lineman taken.
Shout out.
So we love Spencer Fano. Absolutely love it. Casey Concepcion and then Denzel Boston as wide receivers back to back. Love it. Emmanuel McNeil Warren, the safety. He could have been a first round pick, getting him at the end of the second. Love it. Some of the other players down the line, they ended up drafting a BYU tight end, Carson Ryan, former Utah tight end.
There you go.
So I like Carson Ryan up there. I'm putting them at number 2.
Okay, Browns at number 2 right out of the gate. Next up, we're going to go with the hometown heroes, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
It was hosted in Pittsburgh. How did the home team fare in the draft?
So the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is an interesting one to throw in there. I don't love the first round pick. Like, I think Yanachor he's okay, but missing out on Lemon, you could, that's the player they probably wanted.
Yep. On the phone with them as Eagles were trying to get a hold of him.
I'm going to put the Steelers at number 4.
Okay, Steelers number 4. Next up, I'm going to make it tough on you. I'm going to give you the Jets.
Okay. Man, dang, but I wonder who you're going to give me because I'm hoping you're going to say one team that I really liked. Jets, I really like the David Bailey pick, Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper, D'Angelo Pons. They might have the second best top 4 picks in the draft, right behind Cleveland. I'm gonna put them at 3.
Okay. Underneath, so Browns, Jets,
Steelers.
and
I have
Steelers.
1 and 5.
You got
left.
your end caps. And I'm just going to make your life so hard because I have to do it. I'm not going to do it yet, though. I'm going to give you the Cowboys.
Okay, so I think I wish I could switch some things up because I think I know where you're going to go with the last team. So I'm going to put Dallas at 1.
Okay.
And I wish that I could have this back. I'd probably put Cleveland at 1. But putting the Cowboys at 1, I think their first round was fantastic. Getting Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence, immediate players that are going to make an impact. The rest of their draft, not like fantastic. But I don't want to put them at 5 because shoot. Okay, yeah, I'll put them at 1.
Okay. I mean, I think you give good reason. Caleb Downs is a huge pick.
I mean, he might be the best player in the whole draft when we look at this 10 years down the road.
Yeah. I mean, I think Caleb Downs, it could be a Pro Bowl guy for sure. You know what I mean? So Okay, so you got Cowboys, Browns, Jets,
Jets.
Steelers, and last but not least, I am gonna give you your Patriots. Where
I
do
knew
you?
you were gonna give them.
Obviously, they're gonna be your 5 because they're there. But Benny, if
Yeah,
you could, we got them at 5. If you could reorder that 5, how would you reorder it now that you've done it?
yeah.
As
I
I
think
don't think it's terrible. I don't think you ended out
no,
terrible.
it's not terrible, but Cowboys, Browns, Jets, Steelers, Patriots. I would say Browns, Jets, Patriots, Steelers, Cowboys. I would actually flip Cowboys and
Oh,
no,
so you
Cowboys, Steelers. Sorry.
Cowboys say okay. Steelers end
Yeah,
up your end cap. Cowboys at 4.
and then I put the Patriots at 3. Yeah,
I like it.
so
If
that not terrible.
what was the team you were hoping I'd throw you?
So I was hoping that you were gonna throw me the Giants.
I thought about
Um,
it, but you talked about them so much. So I was like, oh, I feel like you're really high on the Giants draft.
yeah, I am really high on it. I mean, they got two of the best. Colton Hood, a corner out of Tennessee, I really like. Malachi Fields is a good wide receiver, and then they picked up Jack Kelly from BYU to end. Like
Yes,
they
yeah.
had a solid
Jack Kelly
draft.
would be, I think, a solid guy too.
So I like that. I like the blind rank. I got to work on my strategy behind blind ranking.
Hey, I think all said and done though, the original 5 rank that you gave was pretty justifiable.
Yeah, I could argue it.
I
I
think
don't
you could
like
argue
Dallas
it
at
pretty well.
1. I
Dallas at
mean,
1's a little tough, but Caleb Downs, a solid pick.
man, he's good. Yeah,
Solid pick.
there's no team in the NFL that wouldn't want him on their team. Like he's a great player. So of course he ends up in Dallas, and he could be an absolute stud.
So I just clicked on Caleb Downs, and this is so funny because it's just a typo. But in the NFL app, his height's listed as 5 foot 12 inches, which is 6 foot.
It's so bad. I love that.
Oh, Benny. Okay, well that is our 2026 draft recap.
Whew. Here we
I
go.
If nothing else, Benny, I know I feel like I was a little down on my Eagles and where we're headed currently, but if nothing else, it did get me excited for some NFL.
Yes, absolutely it
It
did.
100% was just like, man, I want NFL football back. And Jane said the same thing. And we're now it's on like the downhill. We're on the final
hmm
home stretch to football season, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'm pumped to see how our teams fare. I mean, it's April, so every team could go win the Super Bowl. Every team could have the worst record. It's the best.
Heck yeah. It's
What's
the
gonna
best.
happen?
I cannot wait to see how things go as these rookies get into their buildings, as we start to see what the moves that people have made are going to pan out, aren't going to pan out. We'll get a Hard Knocks training camp. It's going to be so good.
It's right around the corner.
We're
Here we
good, right around
come.
the corner. But Benny, as we sign off, what do we say to the people, dude?
Hey, everybody, stay hydrated, and we'll
Stay
see you next
hydrated.
time.
Adios.
Adios.